Hi, I want to talk to you about how to work with Obsidian and the native Windows environment. They are complements to each other. They work together. Obsidian helps those organize their thoughts with existing files without disturbing the framework of Windows. Now here's my OneDrive. I have about 4,000 pictures, hundreds of videos, and other different types of files in here. I'll give you an example. Here in my video editing, if I open up and I open up the vault over here, I get the same depiction. This is the world I'm trying to organize, and we all are. We generate data. Here's all my files. I'm going to close this as for another subject, another day. Come back over here and show you some real stuff. So say, for example, I have some future hopes of doing some home improvement. So in my OneDrive, I have a directory about my home, and here's my PDFs. And let's say how I can add something, maybe, what, high hopes. Let's say I want a jacuzzi in the backyard. I wish, but you have to deal with permits. So here I am in the native environment, and here's another link. And I'm going to open it in a new tab. Come down, look for my handbooks, look at my planning handbook. Here I am. So let's copy this so we never forget it. Bring it into our fancy home improvement. Let's say, and I want to say 2025. Now this here is a heading. I'm right clicking. Say it's a heading 2. That's fine. Let's collapse it all. 2026. I'm double clicking. Go to my heading 2. And let's start organizing. Here's the development handbook. Right. Now I have something online. I have the link, and I want to bring it in to my vault. So another topic is getting information outside the vaults. That's for another day. But I'm going to bring it directly in to my demo into the directory where I had the home improvement, and it's saved. Now I can close all this. I have a link to the outside. I can click on it. It'll bring it up. I have the handbook over here. I can open in a new tab. Now what happens, I have two choices. I can open it up in the native application, which is Edge. I can do highlighting. As you can see, here's the development over here. Now I have two windows over here. I'm just going to highlight it. Maybe highlight this one too. Maybe write a little bit. Save it. It automatically comes into and it's in your file, and Obsidian picks it up. Now these are items that are written to on the PDF in any kind of editor, right? And these are embedded in the PDF. That's a binary file. Now what Obsidian does, it does markdowns. So everything that's different than the items that are existing in the PDF made by external software. Now if I come over here, I can see the icons. Those were the thumbnails. Now I want to see, let's see in the table of contents. What do I have in this table of contents? Nothing. If you have the well-known bookmarks in made by an external application, they would show up here. Now there's one caveat that's inside of the PDF, right? When you do markdowns, okay, you can mark down anything. You can add your titles to anything except for places that have those bookmarks because they have something over it already. So one of the things that you can work around is delete the bookmarks, redo them, or just work with them. Realize that they're there. This is the one way to realize that they're there. So I don't need this tab anymore. My whole point is I want to find out how permits, right? So that has no bookmarks. You can see that there's no bookmarks or else it would pick it up right here. Okay. So let's keep searching. Okay, we're going to page 29, residential and commercial building permits, right? So here there's no there's no bookmark in there. I can right click, do something simple, right click. Sometimes you have to do that. If you don't see this, do a little bit to the side, click, and say copy linked selection. Right. So I'm in my home improvement over here. I don't want 2025. I'm in 2026. So here are the costs. Talk a little bit about this. I'm in the editing mode, remember? Over here. This is a markdown link, and it is special. It is really good because what it does, it gives you the page number and the actual coordinates to your selections. This is what I like. It's specific. When you want to go to a specific section, you have full control over where you want to go in the PDF. Now there's a little slash over here, and after that, it's whatever you want to name it, right? It gives it a long name. If you don't like that, you can come and say, after the slash, just say cost. There. Still there. When I go to edit mode, again, we have the preview window that is scrollable. Okay? You're staying in the two environments. You're not flip flopping everywhere, deciding what to do. There. That is great. Okay, so now that we have that and we have the links, let's go ahead and do something. And we opened up, here's the link to the internet. Here's the link to the PDF. And I want to say these were my Word doc ideas in the past about the garage. Those were my ideas, right? Okay, I know where they are. I can open them up. It'll open up in the default app. If I forget where the things are, I can right click and say show in the navigation. It'll show me. Or I can right click and say show in the System Explorer. That's fine. Now here I am in Windows again. No, I just talked about documents, PDFs. Now I want to come in here and make a PowerPoint presentation, for example. Did you see what happened there? It's picking it up really quick. Okay? We all want one, right? And it renames it. Did you see that? So let's open it up. Click. I usually select all. Delete. Let's go to the internet and talk about backyard jacuzzis, right? Well, I don't know about Houston. Here's a couple. I like this one. I like all of them because I don't have one. This one's nice. Okay. Homes and gardens. Let's look at it. That's really cool. It's in a small space. Great. Love it. I can copy the link, put it in over here. go ahead and take a little picture. And these are someone else's picture, but these are just examples. I can remind myself. Now I have the link of where that picture came from. Put a little hashtag, put the hashtag above it. And put an idea thought, the block, the carrot. Right. Okay. And now you have to realize that the pictures, right? Where is it? Where did it put it in all your directories? Showing the file navigation. I do not want it there. I want it in my assets. That's great. Okay, now I'm getting a little organized. So back to the PowerPoint. If I was attending a jacuzzi seminar, and I wanted to have, of course, the PowerPoint in there. These are just examples. I will delete all these pictures when I'm done. Thank you for the picture, online person. And I'm going to, everything is saved because I'm working with OneDrive. Delete this over here. And so now I have some ideas. I have the links, but I just want to know. So now I made a PowerPoint file. Here's my seminar presentation. The only one in there. I'm going to right click. I think I presentation. Right. And I have the link. If I need to open it again, I have it right there. So your ideas are right there. And so that's how you work together in the Windows environment and use the best of both worlds. Now, this specific page, I can right click and say open linked view. There is a local graph here. Local belongs just to this page, which means I'm only opening up the links of this page. Great. That was a right click. Let's look at the filters. Why is it so empty? Now here's what's interesting. Are you ready? Let's look at the neighbor links. Let's look at tags. Let's look at the attachments. Now attachments are the things that Obsidian considers external, which would be Word documents, PowerPoints, anything not the Markdown file or the directory. Um, those basically are attachments. So it's all your words, your JPEGs, right? Now here, these are all my attachments that are going in and out. Remember we did a display of the arrows, the line thickness? Here they are, right? I want to show the arrows. So they're all going out. But what's really cool um, is I can increase the depth. Now what references what? You see that? I went another level deep, right? Another level deep because now this one has a forward link to the competition. And now I'm going another level deep and another one and another one. It can grow. These are just examples, right? Okay, there's only two that I have here. But if I had another note referencing this over here, it would link to that note over there. And so you go levels and levels deep, and that helps with the local graph, right? So a little bit about the colors, things, notes that do not reference or items. So those were about the attachments. Now, some notes do not reference anything. And for example, let's go back to those are considered orphans. As soon as you start linking, the colors start changing, and you can control that. You can also control the amount of centering force that you have to spread it out a little bit like that. So thank you. Thank you for the attention and for, let's give credit over here. Homes and Gardens, your wonderful publication. Here we have the image credit, Gordon and Grant, and it's from Alamy. Don't get mad. I'm using it as a teaching tool. Thank you very much.